Picture this. It's your birthday. You're sitting at a big round table, friends and family gathered around, and then someone brings out a steaming bowl of noodles. No cake, no candles, no balloons, just noodles. For many Chinese families, this isn't weird at all. In fact, it would be weirder if there weren't noodles. But why? Why are noodles such a birthday superstar in Chinese culture? Let's slurp our way through history, superstitions, and maybe a few noodle-related accidents to find out why this tradition still sticks around after thousands of years. First, let's talk about the obvious. Noodles are long. That's not exactly breaking news, but in Chinese symbolism, length equals life. Long noodles represent long life. It's basically edible symbolism. You eat something long, you get to live long. Simple, right? Except here's the catch. You cannot cut them. Nope, don't even think about biting through that noodle halfway. Legend has it that if you break a noodle before swallowing it, you're basically cutting your lifespan short. So, imagine being at a birthday dinner and everyone is silently panicking as Uncle Zhang takes a pair of scissors to make it easier to eat. Cue the collective gasp. Cutting noodles on your birthday? That's like blowing out your candles with a fire extinguisher. Technically effective, but you just killed the vibe. Now, let's rewind to ancient China, because that's where this whole thing started. Back then, people believed food wasn't just for filling your belly. It was connected to cosmic energy, fate, and even the heavens. A birthday wasn't just, congrats, you survived another year. It was a moment to align yourself with luck and longevity. Noodles became the edible embodiment of that wish. They were cheap, easy to make, and let's face it, more practical than handing someone a golden statue every year. A hot bowl of longevity noodles, known as changshoumian, was basically the birthday equivalent of getting socks from grandma. Reliable, thoughtful, and guaranteed to last through generations. But why noodles and not, say, rice? Rice is everywhere in Chinese cuisine, right? Here's the thing. Rice is tiny. Each grain is short. You can't exactly tell someone, here's your bowl of long life, and then hand them a bowl of little white pebbles. Doesn't quite hit the same. Noodles, on the other hand, are dramatic. They stretch, they dangle from chopsticks like edible streamers, and you can slurp them in one heroic bite like a noodle-eating champion. They look the part, and that matters when you're turning a year older and hoping for a few decades more. By the way, this tradition isn't just about birthdays. You'll also find noodles at Lunar New Year, weddings, and even housewarming parties. Anytime someone wants to bring good luck and longevity into the picture, noodles show up like that one extrovert friend who never misses a party. But birthdays, that's their true stage. The idea is that as you cross into another year of life, you need to reaffirm your wish for longevity. So out comes the bowl, in goes the slurp, and everyone nods approvingly because, yes, you just renewed your subscription to existence. Of course, no tradition survives centuries without getting a little weird. In some regions, people add extra toppings like eggs, because eggs symbolize birth and renewal. Imagine that, noodles for long life, eggs for new beginnings, and suddenly your birthday meal looks like a philosophy class in a bowl. In other areas, people go full fancy mode with abalone, shiitake mushrooms, or even whole lobsters sitting on top of the noodles. Because nothing says happy birthday than a crustacean staring you down while you're trying not to choke on a 10-foot noodle. And let's not forget the etiquette rules. In many families, it's considered bad luck if you don't finish your noodles. Leaving them half-eaten is like saying, I'm good. I don't really need the extra years. So people power through, sweating, slurping, determined not to insult fate. Some even say you shouldn't talk while eating longevity noodles because what if you laugh and accidentally cut one with your teeth? Birthday ruined, fate offended, grandma giving you the death stare. Nobody wants that. So it's silence, focus, and noodle zen until the bowl is empty. But here's the fun part. While the symbolism is heavy, the actual practice can be hilarious. Anyone who's ever tried to slurp a single ridiculously long noodle knows it's basically a sport. You're leaning back in your chair, noodles dangling down your chin, everyone watching to see if you can do it without snapping it in half. It's like Fear Factor, but with carbs. And if you succeed, you're rewarded not just with longevity, but also with the applause of your family. If you fail, well, at least you get kick afterward. Hopefully. Now, let's zoom out. Why does this matter today? After all, modern birthdays are all about cakes, balloons, and sometimes awkward karaoke sessions. Yet, in Chinese culture, and even among Chinese communities worldwide, noodles still show up. They bridge the gap between old traditions and modern life. You might be celebrating your birthday with friends at a trendy hot pot place, or even over Zoom, but someone will inevitably say, "Don't forget the noodles." And you'll sigh, because yes, tradition wins again. Even if you're not superstitious, you eat them because it feels right. It connects you to your roots, your family, and generations before you who also slurped their way into another year. On a deeper level, it's also about how food shapes identity. Eating longevity noodles isn't just about living long, it's about living connected. Every strand is a reminder that your story stretches back centuries and forward into the future. It's not just your birthday you're celebrating, it's the collective wish of your ancestors that you keep the chain going. That's powerful stuff for something you can twirl on chopsticks. So, here's the big question. If eating long noodles could add years to your life, would you risk it by cutting them short, or would you slurp like your future depends on it? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Wiseuse because we've got plenty more cultural quirks, fun facts, and delicious stories coming your way.